Well, hello there, my bowfishing brethren. This is Tim Daniels from THS Sporting Center, and boy, oh boy, this trip turned out to be a real test of patience. That chirp chirp noise is not the sound you want to hear from your trolling motor. You know, this motor has been acting up a little bit lately. I bought it in 2017, 2018, somewhere right around there. And these are a few things that you should familiarize yourself with in this motor. There's a release mechanism on the left there on this Altera, and you have to unscrew that with like a number 2 Phillips. This jacket slips off the top, and then that allows you to release the motor from the locked position. The second thing that you have to familiar yourself with is this trim module on this, and on the one side of it there's this loop metal angle clip that you pull out to disengage that head, which allows it to slip up, which again allows you to then sort of slide that shaft up far enough to engage it into the locked position. Well, about 45 minutes later, I finally figured out a way to get the motor in the water, and was able to run the motor with steering and power. So it's not going to stow the way I had it now, but nonetheless, I was able to at least get something done on this trip after driving an hour and a half to get to this destination. Bigger one than I thought. You know, in this area, there is lots of bass, and I do my best part to get rid of the gars in this spot. Gars are just terrible, really hard on large and smallmouth bass. They pick off the fry, and really there's not much the bass can do about that. One of the most festive fighting fish that you can shoot in Michigan is a dogfish. They often are just full of energy when you shoot them. Now, they're usually a smaller fish, and but for their size, they put on quite the show. You know, it's dark, and I was already frustrated, but I noticed something didn't seem quite right. Something didn't feel right, and that's when I realized I was shooting my G-Rex. I originally thought I had picked up my my other bow, my new Leviathan, and there's a couple of pretty big differences in the draw length between the two, and also there's a line puller on my G-Rex, which I really like, which I have not figured out a way to do or replicate on my Leviathan. Seriously? Another nice one. This is where I figure out, like, hey, I know what's wrong here. I don't have the Leviathan. So I pick up the Leviathan from a dead wake and start flinging a few arrows with that and sort of snap back into it. I do like the way the dead wake Leviathan feels by comparison on the shot. It is much easier on my fingers. I do enjoy that bow quite a bit. It is my new favorite. So what you can't really see is up on the high left-hand side over there in the corner of the screen. 3 years ago, I used to be able to drive my boat back there and steer around and shoot fish, and some of it's land now. This water has dropped over a foot in the last 3 years and has really changed where the fish are at. I'm a little bit at a loss. I've been bow fishing this area for 14 years now, and I've never seen the water levels this low, personally. Ooh. Pull back. Nice one. So when you're having a rough night, one of the things that makes it a little bit better is getting off a great shot. And this fish was hauling, and I just launched a shot at him as he was running along. I threw it in slow-mo there so you get a better look at it, but I smoked him as he was running. That thing was just sailing, and it put up a nice fight. So in the my left-hand side of the screen there, you see a rock that's sticking out of the water there. There's been many years that I've been bow fishing around that area here, and that rock is underwater. The bow fishing has changed so much in this area, and there used to be Phragmite grass. All that's been torn out by the ice. It's a whole new ball game. You know, one of the things I was mentioning earlier about my trolling motor is also how it's powered. I'm using 3 Group 31 glass mat batteries from Duracell, and I've had those since 2017, and I keep them charged with the Makota onboard charger. Those have held up really well over time, and I can still get well over 8 hours of time on my trolling motor without any issues. There we go. You know, after the difficulties I had when I first started on this trip this evening, I was glad I was able to still make it happen and shoot some fish. I ended up getting about a half a barrel of fish. Turned out to be an okay night. The water has changed so much I have to spend some time up here and check it out during the daytime to get a better idea, or lay of the land, I guess you could say, or lay of the water. If you're ever in Port Huron, please stop by and check out my store, THS Sporting Center in downtown Port Huron, also known as the Hawk Shop in Sporting Center in downtown Port Huron. I hope you guys have a damn good day, or at least try like hell. I wish you well.